everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. So I was tagged by Colouring with Kay in the Colour Your Season tag, so which was started by Meg from at Disney's Meg's Colouring on YouTube and Amanda from Amanda Colours on YouTube. And you basically got to answer a series of questions in relation to whatever season you are currently in. So I'm in the UK, so we're currently in autumn. So I thought I would do that alongside colouring my Greeny Witch that I am currently colouring in Hannah Carzon's Seasons book. And I'm colouring that with Black Widows, and I thought I haven't quite finished this hat yet, so I thought I would do a little bit more on the hat. So I hope everybody is well, and I'm going to start just getting my colours out, sorry. I'm going to start with the first question, which is, what is your favourite thing to colour in autumn? So I don't think I really thought about this until, sorry about the noise, this year. And I've noticed very much kind of since, I think probably last summer, that I'm I enjoy seasonal colouring. So I've got all of the Rita Berman books, and I got her autumn book for Christmas last year, and I didn't touch it until autumn this year, and I did my first page in it last month. And this year I've gone full on, right, let's make sure I've got some autumn. Look at these colours, they're so similar. You probably can't see. This is Wizard and Sabre from the Dragon set. On the end barrel, they look so similar in colour, but they're really not. Sabre's much more blue. Anyway, so my favourite things to colour. So I'm really going full on witch, pumpkin, autumnal this autumn, particularly October. I'm just going to zoom you in a bit actually, so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm putting another layer down in this hat to make it less grainy, because it's quite grainy at the minute. So I'm going full on witch this autumn. I have seasons, so I found all of the kind of autumn pages in Seasons. I've done a witch from Molly Harrison's colouring book in grayscale. I intend to colour something from Rita Berman's Mein Herbst Spaziergang. I've got out my romantic country first tale and had a look, see if there's any Halloween pictures in there, and there are. So I'm going to do something in there. I also got out, what else did I get out? Oh, World of Flowers by Hannah Basford. Because I think amongst all this pumpkins and green witches and purples, I quite want to do some flowers as well. And I've also got Matchstick Mouse autumn colouring book, and I've got the Halloween one on its way. So it's very much for me kind of pumpkins, witches, autumnal leaves, and autumnal pictures. So yeah, that's what I've noticed, and I'm really excited with the books that I've got coming very, very soon. So the next question is, what are your favourite colours to use in autumn pages? So what I have noticed is that I have gone full on autumn leaf colours. So for me, I very, very rarely use orange or like on flowers. And make it like the main colour. And whenever I colour flowers, they're normally red, purple, pink, because I think they're like my favourite kind of colours. So in autumn, I really, and when it's like spring and summer, my leaves are generally always green. So I don't know if that kind of shows you what my favourite seasons of the year are or not. But anyway, so as you can see from this picture, my leaves are that kind of that red with that very dark kind of burgundy and a hint of olive green in them, as if to say they've just turned. And so, yeah, it's very much oranges, yellows, reds that I really like using in autumn, which are colour palettes I generally, I guess, veer away from the rest of the year, and I don't really know why. But that's what I'm noticing. Like I did if you watch my channel, I did a Maria Trolle picture last month, which was all lots of mice on boats with leaves as sails, and I did the leaves in autumnal colours because it was feeling very autumnal when I coloured it. So yeah, so reds, oranges, yellows for me. What's your favourite autumnal scent? I've really struggled with this one. So I think this year it's been really, really hot, and we've had a drought here, and we've had a hosepipe ban. So I think for me, I absolutely adore the smell of rain. I don't know if I don't know if you know, I can't really explain the smell of it, but it's just a smell on like the grass when it's fallen, and everything kind of, the smells all just kind of come alive. I can't really explain what the smell is, but it suddenly smells as though the nature's come alive, and as if to say, oh, finally we've got some water. But I think it's got to be that. And then I think it's also got to be like the smell of different autumnal foods, I suppose. Like there's like a spice in the air, I think. I don't know. So I had an apple crumble today, and that was just, oh my God, it was heaven. I saw a picture of one yesterday, and then we were in a restaurant. I was like, I've got to have an apple crumble. Please let me have an apple crumble. So it's those kind of very much those warming kind of smells. I love the smell of wood burning. And we're hoping to get our chimney swept and have an open fire this year. So again, it'd be the smell of wood burning. And just very warming type scents, I think. What's your favourite autumnal decor? This is another interesting one. We don't tend to go full on Halloweeny decors. We don't really decorate our house. But my daughter and I last year did make a lot of Halloween type things. So I think we made some pictures which were like bats hanging from a tree with a really colourful kind of sunset in the background. And we both made one. And what happened was you open the bat's wings, and it had little sayings on the bat's body when you open the wings. So it was like one was boo, one was like trick or treat, and we've got like a bay window in our dining room, and we put them up on the window. It's kind of like a scary picture. So it's things like that. It's things that we would make rather than kind of all out like Halloween bunting and things like that. So we might make some, paper plate scary faces or something like that. But we're yet to do that. But that's the kind of decor we go for in Halloween. Yeah. What's your favourite autumnal food? Well, this is an interesting one, isn't it? So my husband makes the best roast dinner. And I mean like the best roast dinner. And we haven't had a roast dinner. We don't tend to have roast dinners in the summer because it's a lot of work in 30-degree heat to stand out in the kitchen for hours making a roast dinner. So, yeah, I think it's when those roast dinners start coming back in again at the weekend. And he normally cooks it on a Sunday. It's normally absolutely delicious. He's got it. So my cat is making really funny noises. She's playing, I think. So it's when that roast dinner comes in again at the weekends, and he knows he takes the time to make it, and it's just absolutely delicious, and it's just so, the smell wafting through the house is yum. I think it's got to be that for my favourite kind of autumn food. When the roast dinners start coming again in the winter, in the autumn season. We've had one already, and it was divine. And I think we're going to start experimenting with different roast joints as well, because we normally have chicken, but I think we talked about having a gammon or something, so that might be quite nice. So yes, definitely that. What's your favourite autumn activity? So I really love seeing the change in the colour of the leaves. I love that. I think if we drive into our village and down to where the shops are, the leaves are literally yellow, orange, golden, red, and it's so beautiful. And I just love walking in the leaves, feeling the crunch under your foot. And just, it's just so pretty, and I just love it. And my other favourite autumn activity, I think, is we love to carve our pumpkins. Each year we tend to get 3 pumpkins, so each one of us has a pumpkin to carve. It literally takes us absolutely hours to take out all of the filling. I have to say, we're not very good at using the inside of the pumpkin, and I always feel as though we waste such a significant amount of the pumpkin by not using like the seeds and all the flesh in the middle. Because, you know, I've seen some like loads of pumpkin pies and things. I think, oh, we really should be using this, you know, making pumpkin soup or something. So we need to get better at not wasting all of that stuff. I think I'm just going to change the colour of it and put a turquoise in. So I think it's got to be walking in the autumn leaves and carving our pumpkins. It's one of our favourite. Oh, that is the question. What is our favourite autumn activity? Phew! I thought I was going to repeat myself later on. So I think that's got to be ours. It's carving the pumpkins together. We do it every year. We put them on the table. We put our tea light in them, so all the light's shining through. We've got a carving kit which my husband bought last year, so we can do it, you know, properly with the proper equipment rather than, you know, sharp knives we've got in the kitchen. So that's one of our favourite autumnal activities. What colouring book do you feel best embodies autumn? Oh, I had to think about this one. So I think it's all the ones I mentioned earlier on. So this season kind of represents them all, but I think it has to be this. Rita Berman's Mein Herbst-Spaziergang. I mean, every single page, you know, is autumnal. I did this one last month. You know, you could colour this all red, orange and yellow leaves. And it's just amazing. An amazing, amazing book. So I think for me, it's got to be this. I might find other alternatives later on. But for the moment, it's Mein Herbst-Spaziergang by Rita Berman. So yeah. And I think probably the Matchstick Mouse as well, the autumnal book. Oh, and the Halloween one. Sorry, I have more than one. That's cheating, I know, but, well, never mind. I think it's probably the Rita Berman, but then the Matchstick Mouse by Morgan O'Brien, autumnal and Halloween probably do really well there too. So yeah, that's that one. Do you have any autumn traditions? So I think Halloween carving, pumpkin carving is definitely one. And then I think my daughter often gets invited to a party on Halloween by one of her classmates, and she likes to go trick-or-treating. So she likes to get dressed up in a Halloween costume and have a party with her friends. They're all dressed up as well, and go out, and we all go down the same road, and all the road's really lovely. Put out sweets. You don't have to knock on the doors. They put out sweets on their driveways that you can just take, and it's quite, you know, it's quite friendly. And they know there's a lot of kids that live down there, so they're quite happy to, you know, join in the fun basically, which is nice. So I think that's probably our traditions. Oh, that looks so much better than it did a minute ago. Right, I'm just going to get a black because I just want to put some shading in. Oh, I've lost my questions. I'm just going to get me black out first. Excuse me a minute. Oh. To give me black a sharpen. Do you go on an autumn vacation? So we don't tend to go on an autumn vacation. My daughter only has a week off in the October half term, and I work in higher education, so I can take that time off to be with her, but it's not a time that I would expect to go away. They tend to put the prices of holidays up significantly during any kind of child's term time holiday, so we wouldn't go then anyway. So no, we don't tend to. We have been up to my parents in Yorkshire before, but we're not planning on doing that this year. We're just kind of planning on staying around here, and just spending some time together, having a break, all together, having some fun, getting ready for, starting to think, about Christmas a little bit, I suppose. Get some jobs done, like going to the dentist if we can get an appointment, that kind of thing. So no, we're not planning on going away on holiday. We don't tend to at this time of year. Right, so that's, I'm just going to get my burnisher out and best burnish all that together. So, and the final question is, do you have a favourite autumn memory? I'm not sure I do. I guess one thing I do remember as a child is the thrill of bonfire night. And going, my parents used to take us every year to bonfire night, even in, the rain and the wind and everything else. They always used to take us because my brother and I used to really love it. We weren't those kind of kids who were scared of, loud noises and bangs. So I think that always even though there used to always be a lot of excitement around bonfire night, and all the fireworks, and, you felt as though you got to stay up late. So that was always really nice. So I think that's a fond memory from when I was a child. My daughter, we've taken her to see fireworks once, and that was with a friend. But she's never kind of jumping up and down and saying, I really, really want to go to fireworks, take me to the fireworks. And I remember last year we went to Bedgebury Pineham, which is like a forestry commission place, and we went for their Christmas light trail, and it was absolutely beautiful, but it just so happened that it was an absolutely freezing cold night, and my daughter never normally gets cold, but she got so cold that night that she literally cried pretty much half of the way around because she was so cold. She never gets cold. She always goes out without a coat. But that night she really did feel it. So I'm not sure if we go out for fireworks, she would need to be properly suited and booted. I always get suited and booted. I'm always wrapped up to the nth degree like an Eskimo because I guess I feel the cold so much. So yeah, she'd have to be properly suited and booted. So I'm so pleased with the way that's turned out. So she'd have to be properly suited and booted. So that is my colour your season tag and all the questions. I hope you enjoyed hearing about autumn for me. And I would like to tag 3 people on YouTube, and that is Colouring F, Colour with Dan, and A Cluttered Life. And I'd like to thank Meg at Disney's Meg's Colouring and Amanda at Amanda Colours for setting up this tag. It feels really, really inclusive. Like anyone around the world can join in, no matter what season you're in. So that's just really, really nice to hear to hear about different seasons, you know, that's really nice, especially when we're all in, you know, different ones. And I'd also like to thank Colouring with Kay for tagging me. It's been a fun tag to do and think about, and I found it quite hard in places. So thank you very much for listening. You'll see this in my completed pages at the end of October. Have a happy October, everybody, and I will see you again soon. Bye.